Hello there, and welcome to this afternoon taste chat, late morning taste. I'm sorry, well, it's morning time here still. We have from 1891, Sunny Brook, a Kentucky blended whiskey. No age statement, no blend ratio disclosure. Oh. I didn't see that back there. Age 4 years or more, 80-20 blend ratio. Let me fix this right now. Fix my notes right now. Both are American blend, 80 proof blended whiskeys with an 80-20 blend ratio. Well, it sounds really bad out there. There is no website listing for this. There used to be years ago, but they took it down. Age 4 years. All right, got it fixed. I heard sirens yesterday, and I said a little prayer, and a man was killed on U.S. Highway 51, a head-on collision. I don't know if somebody crossed the median, the turning lane. I don't know what happened exactly, but I see people driving all around. They're not looking at the road. They're looking down, like they're looking at something. I know what they're looking at. I mean, why would you drive and be looking at that the whole time? You know, it's like crazy. But I'm not saying that's what happened. But it was in the afternoon. You wouldn't think somebody was like stone drunk in the afternoon. But anyway, so you gotta think about others. Here we are on Palm Sunday. This is a preemptive video for an upcoming date when I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. So I'm trying to do 365 taste challenges in 365 days. So, but I don't always have days where I can do it, or that it would be easy to do so. I double up sometimes. So this is age 4 years. The straight whiskeys in here are age 4 years. I don't know if you'd get that deep of a color after just 4 years. Probably they're adding caramel coloring to it. Now, Beam Company, Beam Suntory, they're proud of their straight bourbons. You know, they pushing Jim Beam all the time. They don't really talk about their blended anymore. They used to have a page for Kessler. They took that down. They had a page for Sunnybrook. Took that down. It's like they never wanted to acknowledge Beam's 8-star blended, but it's around. I saw so much of it yesterday in Pascagoula, Mississippi. The one they promote is that DY. It stands for something. I can't remember what it stands for, but in Spain, Spanish blended whiskey. It's really for the Spanish market, the Kingdom of Spain in the European Union. So they push that one, have their own website, and there's different blend ratios, different ABV levels. And I think they're blending it to taste more like Scotch, though, like a blended Scotch style whiskey. Big popular product in Spain, so I'll probably never see it. Anyway, the competitor here is Banker's Club Extra Fine American Blended Whiskey. Age 3 years and 80-20 blend ratio. So they both blended at 80-20, meaning 80% grain spirits, unaged, colorless, odorless grain whiskey, grain alcohol. Same principle with Scotch whiskey, base whiskey, Canadian whiskey, same thing. The flavor is going to come from, in Scotch, the flavor comes from the single malt whiskeys. In Canadian whiskey, it comes from the malt whiskey, the rye whiskey, the wheat whiskey, and the flavorings. In America, same thing. Comes from the bourbon. They don't have to use straight bourbon, but they probably always do. So cheap. And then the maybe blending sherry. Okay. Introduced 1969 by Kasser Distilling of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Then it was purchased. It was purchased by Michael Hill, Sunnybrook for me. Got some hair on my nose. Purchased by Laird's and Company and bottled in New Jersey today. I don't know where it's from. It's American blended whiskey, which means what? It has to be from America. Other than that, it doesn't matter. Trying to get the rain to not come in here. We just had a rainstorm from this cold front. We'll see what happens. Kentucky blended whiskey must be made in Kentucky. You know, common sense. So thanks for watching, Michael Hill. All right. The last 3 taste challenges against Bankers Club, I could not tell them apart. I didn't even try to pretend like I could. I just say I can't tell them apart. So these kind of products, they're usually about the same price, and it's hard to differentiate them. Sunnybrook, I bought this in Orange, Texas on US Highway 90 eastbound at Red Dot Liquors, I think it's called. It's like a chain over there. Competitor, not a very success. Nobody can compete with Specs, you know, but it's a chain. And it was a nice little store, and they had Sunnybrook. It was covered with dust. It had maybe 1 or 2 bottles, and it was $6.49. I said, well, a liter, I'll buy it. And the girl there said, oh, hey, how's it going? And she was running the drive-through in there. She said, like, she looked at this, and she said, I never seen anybody buy that. I said, I believe it. None genuine without this trademark. Guardian of quality for generations. So this has always been their thing. They have this man on there, the U.S. government liquor inspector. So, do they still have those guys that go around and inspect liquor distilleries? Yeah, distilleries. Yes, they do. But I don't think they wear those kind of uniforms anymore. They ought to go back to these uniforms. Everybody wants to go to throwback. Go back to those. That's what they wore in 1891. Big plastic cap, built-in pourer. It does really help. I mean, we can make fun of these built-in pourers. I've heard people say, oh, built-in pourer. But actually, it flows a lot better. It's got little air holes. It never spills. It never drips. It's ideal. Some people take issue with the plastic bottle. Well, I mean, you know, the plastic bottles don't look nice. I guess they look cheap enough. But I don't, I can only speak for myself. I do not find that it impacts the quality of the product. I never taste plastic. I never taste anything off. All right. So I haven't noticed any problems with beer, with Magnum, malt liquor, or Old English, or Steel Reserve in the plastic bottles. I know Ice House is also in the 42 ounce, but they don't have that around here in the 42s. They have them in the 18s, have it in the 18s and the 12s. If I thought the plastic made a difference, I would very quickly mention that. I haven't noticed anything. I would think that the plastic chemical industry, PET, which is like polypropylene ethyl something, but whatever that chemical name, but I think they've got it pretty nailed down where it's not going to mess up with the flavor. Just like the canning industry now, you rarely ever get beers that taste like metal, but you do sometimes out of a can, but it's so rare. The Sunnybrook is a little bit more chestnut brown, and this one is a little bit more on the golden side. But it's so minimal, I don't think I'm going to have to be on guard about glancing at it. So is a Jim Beam Suntory blended whiskey going to have a much different flavor than a Laird blended whiskey, which is this is the first I've ever had from them? I really don't know. Robert, the Whiskey Scout, was telling me on the Hangout Stout Sunday, he was saying, I've seen that one around, like I think in Oklahoma, Sunnybrook. He said, but I never did take the risk of buying it. Like he thought it's going to be bad, you know. But, and I'm here to testify, it is not that good. But for $6.49 a liter, I figured, what the heck, you know, I mean, it doesn't matter. I have had some bad experiences with expensive craft beers where I'm paying like sky high prices and then the beer is not that great. You know, you pay $7.99 for one single bottle. I'm talking about a 12-ounce bottle of craft beer, and it scores a 92. You say, well, 92 is excellent. I know, but I didn't pay a 92 price. I paid a 99 or 100 price. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a big difference between a 92 and a 99. I'm really getting tired of that. I have to tell you the truth. It's becoming more, it seemed like it's becoming more common. And I did this commitment. I would never commit to that. David brought it over. And I'd had it before, and they keep changing it up from St. Arnold. And he was saying, let's try it. Let's try it. I said, okay. Right off the bat, we knew this stuff's not good. There's something wrong with it. I'm going to post that review tomorrow, I think. But, man, I know he paid a lot for that. I know he did. Because those St. Arnold specialties, high alcohol specialties, do not go cheap. Now, you can get regular beers from them that's pretty cheap, $7.99 a 6-pack. And they make some really good regular beers like Weed Whacker and well, whatever their other regular ones are. Can't even think of them right now. But that might even be the better bet, to tell you the truth. If you see St. Arnold, might be a better, safer bet to get that 6-pack of just the regular ones and the stubby bottles. Sometimes they got them in cans. Because to lay down $6.99 for a single bottle, and it's sometimes not even good. Like, I don't mean it's like a low marginally good, like a B minus. I mean, it doesn't even get to a B. That's a real serious problem. We've been running across this more and more. And you say, oh, y'all drank too much and it's ruined your taste buds and all of that. No, it isn't anything like that. And anyway, when we do those tasting time periods, like tasting session, we split in the beer anyway. He gets 6 ounces, I get 6 ounces. So now, whether he was drinking all day before, I don't know. That's none of my business. I don't even care. I just say he knows what he's tasting, and he's pretty good at tasting stuff and tell if it's good or bad, just like a whiskey. So here we go. But these $13.99 for a 1,750 milliliter bottle, handle bottle, and $6.49 for a liter. It's no risk, really. It's no risk. If you're that cheap of a cheapskate, you know, why are you even buying anything? But I mean, you have a right to be that way. I should say, why are you complaining? This smells like musty, a slightly musty corn, almost say corn flour. It is sort of like corn flour, but cornmeal, corn whiskey, just basic. I mean, it's not bad. Does it smell like rich vanilla and charred oak? No. And anyway, why would it? It's not straight bourbon. This smells like that also, but it's maybe a little duller in the nose. Like it's less bold. Not as bold. Not as strong, however you describe that. Is it a real different aroma one to the other, though? No. It's just corn whiskey. You say, well, bourbon's just corn whiskey mainly. I know, but you have the charred oak, which gives it a lot different. You know, it has to be a first run, right? It's a first pressing. They never used the barrel before, so if you have a heavy char, it's going to really pick up a lot of rich charcoal. These are all using used barrels. They don't have to. If the company decided we're going to use newly charred oak barrels, they could do it. But they're not going to sell it for $13.99 in that case. They're not going to. It's going to be maybe $33.99 for that. Do they have some expensive blended whiskeys? Yes. I have not tried them. I might. I don't know what to think about Redneck Riviera and Rebecca Creek and the Bastille Day from France. There's one coming from France, Bastille Day, 1789, French blended whiskey. I don't know what that's going to taste like. They say Asian French oak. See it right at Walmart. It's about $20 a bottle. No, more than that. Might be great. All right, taste. Might be a revolution in my tasting. There's a little creaminess to it, like a nut oil, pecan oil, actually. But it's mostly corn, whiskey, sweet candy corn, but there is sort of a little nut oil to it. Well, that's interesting. Is it pecan or walnut oil? I don't know. Pecan oil, maybe. Do they add pecan oil to it? You know they don't. This one has a little sharper bite to it. Now remember, I've been doing Bankers Club versus everybody for the last week. But like I said before, if you take one whiskey and put it against A and then B and then C and then D, it might taste different every time. I don't know why that is. But that same control group whiskey, the one you're using, it'll taste different against the different competitors very often. And I don't know why. And I'm doing it blind. I'm not cheating. See, this one here has just more like a straight grain alcohol burn. Just like alcohol. So if you drink it, you say it tastes like alcohol. It just tastes like kind of a bitey alcohol. There's some wood, but it's not like charred oak. It's just like a toothpick, like oak. You fell and you got scratched on the wood. I don't know how you describe it. It's not so smooth. It's got some character. Maybe it's bad character. You know, you might say that guy's got a bad character. He's shifty-eyed. I can't trust him. Shifty-eyed. Well, that's what this one's like. Can't trust a guy like that. You turn your back, he stick it in. He is a snake. That's what that tastes like. This one's smoother, nuttier, sweeter, more sugary, more pleasant, more rounded, more smoother. I said that at the beginning. So in this case today, whatever one this is much nicer than that one over there. And so it's not always a tie. Cheers, Ron. Dr. Frosty Brew says cheers to you. Now the biggest and most important part, which is which. Oh, well. All right. I got to go watch some basketball, man. As soon as I turn this off, I'm turning that on. You know that. I think that's all the rain we're going to have from that cold front. 20 minutes of rain, and that's it. If it was 20 minutes. I want to be careful. I don't want to get it wrong again. Nice alcohol legs. That bite. That alcohol burnt. You see, that tastes like Jim Beam's 8-star a little bit. Man, I think they got kind of a house style. I think that's the Beam, meaning the Sunnybrook. Because I remember when I first started doing liquor videos years ago, the first one I ever tried was Beam's 8-star, because they had it for cheap, a plastic $3.75 at Cheap Smokes. Their prices went way up. They got a new owner. I don't know what he was thinking. It's like, well, let's jack all the prices up. And I don't think they sold any. Their sales went way down. So I mean, it's like, well, I just don't buy anything over there anymore. But they had it, and it was like $2.99 for the $3.75. And I thought, well, this is kind of interesting. You know, I could make a deal out of doing these whiskeys. I mean, it wasn't anything extraordinary, of course, but it had some interesting qualities. But now I remember that kind of thin alcohol burn to it. And it's, yeah, I bet you this is the Beam, the Sunnybrook, owned by Jim Beam these days. It is. Ah, got it right. This gives me more confidence now. I did it. I did it. Did it. I did it. It gives me more confidence because I was kind of losing confidence by not being able to tell Bankers Club from other stuff. And I was thinking, do they all just taste the same? I didn't believe it. But when I saw the Sunnybrook, I said, watch. That's going to be the one. I remember it being kind of harsh. I hadn't had it in months and months and months. But I said, that's the one that I didn't care for too much. And I got a feeling it's going to lose. And it did lose. So which one would I buy? Very easily, I would pick the Bankers Club. It's a much better product, I think. It's got the nut oil, the sugary sweetness. It's not a bunch of thin grain alcohol burn. I'm not going to say it has bourbon-like qualities. It doesn't really. It just has its own qualities. It's a unique product. Is it world-class? Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's world-class. For $13.99 a bottle, a big handle bottle is world-class. No, it's even a foolish question to ask. Is it pretty nice? Yeah. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. In its own little class, which is not the best class, I guess you'd say. But it is a class, and I'm covering all the classes, you know. I got to take classes I don't even want to take. Can't just take all electives. Okay, it's a required course, I guess. American blended whiskey. Sunnybrook. Well, it's rarely won, in my recollection. It's rarely won the taste challenges, and it ain't winning today. And I would not buy it again, and I would not recommend it. I mean, is it supposed to taste like this? I'm sure it does. It's supposed to taste like it. I don't know why they think people would want to buy it. I don't think it's a big seller. And when I went to that liquor store and the girl told me, I never seen anybody buying this, and the thing was covered with dust. Kind of tells you something, huh? Never seen it at Total Wine, never seen it at Walmart, never seen it in the whole state of Louisiana or Mississippi or Alabama on road trips. Or Tennessee. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Or Florida. Never seen it. Well, maybe in Florida. I don't recall. It might be there. I better watch saying that, because I really wasn't looking. When I was in Florida, I was never really looking for American blended, so I better forget Florida. But I know for sure I've never seen it in Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, or Tennessee. That I know. So in Texas. You see it one place, you figure somewhere else. But ugh. I'm not even sure it makes it to a beat. I don't even know if you can say it's good. I'm saying, ugh, how can I say it's good? It's, I don't know about that thing. And look how much I got left. I got half the bottle. I got half the bottle of sadness left. I got 500 milliliters of sadness. Maybe that's not half the bottle. Maybe that's 45% of the bottle, huh? Maybe I'm 55% through this bottle of underwhelming experiential tasting. Do they make a straight bourbon whiskey of Sunnybrook? Get the feeling that they probably do, as exemplified by what I saw yesterday. T.W. Samuels American blended, Kentucky blended whiskey. See it all over Louisiana. T.W. Samuels, here, there, everywhere. Was in Mississippi yesterday. I noticed right off, it's a white label. I said, whoa, not the cream color label. I checked. I said, oh, straight bourbon. I said, oh boy, look at you. Almost bought it, but I didn't. I bought the very old Barton instead. So there we go. I got it right. So today was a success. Now what's coming up Tuesday morning on Dawn Busters? Well, tell you, it's going to be a clear-cut winner, I think. I really think this is going to be a short video. It's going to be, but it may be longer because, you know, I'll talk about the history of the stuff now. But Seagram's 7 Crown, the #1 selling American blended whiskey without any question. one of the top 10 selling whiskeys of any brand in America of any sort, versus the Bankers Club. Now, I think Bankers Club is going to get whipped tomorrow by Seagram 7 Crown. Not tomorrow, Tuesday morning. I just think it's going to be a mismatch. But we'll see. Time will tell. We'll have to watch. Dawn Busters. Right. Dawn Busters. All right, so that's it. Thanks for watching this video production. Bankers Club, the clear winner. And I must say, it has been doing fairly well in these taste challenges. If you see it for $13.99, yeah, I think it's a good value. $15.99, well, now you might be pushing it a little bit. Thank you.